the meeting that we had yesterday on January 3rd, 2011. This is a continuation meeting. At this point, Paul and everybody in the audience, we are going to move now to executive session. You have a question?
I do. Before we start, you stated legal documents as your subject of discussion. I wonder if you could elaborate for all of us how that falls under the, it's not...
Actually, it's under litigation or possible
so
litigation.
You're saying this is
Legal documents
litigation?
containing to litigation.
What litigation are you talking about?
Possible litigation that of just how it affects the city.
Has, without saying who it was, has anybody stated that they intend to sue the city? Is there pending litigation? Have you received any?
No, it's not necessarily based on that. It's just based on information that we had to receive about possible litigation depending on what transpired.
Is this possible litigation that you think might happen, or litigation that you've heard might happen?
Is this an interrogation, or?
No, it's
No, it's in the public interest, you know.
I'm not saying that it's not, I'm just saying
It
it's
is.
just the proper time.
but part of it is that
This
the
isn't-
council, the new
Before you go
council,
in,
needed to find out what their grounds were and how they could perform their duties in the best ways possible.
I think you're probably going in on personnel. We went on personnel, was one of the two. I think you're probably going on personnel.
If we need to get Andy back on the phone, we can, and he can give you an exact,
Well, I don't really need
description.
exact, you know, I think it's in the public's interest to know a little bit more specifically why it is that you feel you have to go into executive session, because George and I had a conversation about this on the phone today. I'm not sure, from my understanding of Oregon public meetings law, that just because you think some of your actions might involve or result in litigation, doesn't mean that gives you the right necessarily to go into executive session. Just because you think it might happen. That's why you hold things in public session.
Okay, Lance, you have a comment?
Well, my comment, and this hasn't been brought up tonight, but my comment, and my understanding of what's happening here is that there's confidential documents, which is a different ORS than litigation, and it's consideration of confidential documents.
Okay.
And that's my understanding of it, and I don't want to step on your toes, but
No, that's
but
fine.
to me, that's what this was about, was a confidential document.
Okay.
So,
go ahead and call Andy back too.
but I agree with that, call him back just to clarify, but, you know, which ORS we're citing here for this.
Hello, Andy. This is George Fisher again.
Yep, okay.
We have a question to you is, tonight...
You are now in executive session?
No, we are still in open session, and we wanted to make sure that we were doing this properly. What ordinance do we have to use to go back into an executive session to discuss the items that we were discussing yesterday in executive session?
Okay, it's a statute, it's ORS 192.6602F.
2F? All right.
And that is,
Exempt.
And that is called what?
Exempt public records.
That is allowing executive sessions to discuss exempt public records,
Okay, thank you.
which in this case would be a confidential opinion.
Okay.
Which I'll point out is different than what you said a moment ago, potential litigation.
Right,
Okay.
right,
So it's just.
That's what we did last night.
Back into executive session.
right, okay. So at this point in time, thank you for coming, but we're going to go back into executive session at this time. So
will we be coming back to regular?
we'll come back to regular afterwards, and the council will give a explanation of what what our determination is. Okay?
Do you have an estimated time for how long the executive
I
session?
have no idea.
No idea, but I don't really expect it to take us that long, to be truthful.
Half an hour.
20 minutes to a half an hour. So,
And it's warm,
You can work on your hook shot down there too if you want.
and it's
Yeah.
warm.
so anyway, at this point, we're gonna have to ask everybody to leave.
And I assume this is gonna be attorney-client discussion.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna ask you to be excused as well. Thank you. Okay, we're going back into open session. I'd like to apologize for my estimated time. Takes longer to discuss these things than what I realized, but thank you for your patience. And at this time, is there a motion to be made?
Can I just, we just wait for Tiffany?
Oh, to Tiffany, oh, I didn't see your leave, I'm sorry. Okay, everyone's here. Is there a motion on the floor?
Yeah, I move to place City Administrator Seeger on paid administrative leave effective today. Mr. Seeger is not to take any action or make any contacts in representation of the City of Cascade Locks without the prior specific approval of the mayor or council.
President. Council President.
Council President.
Time to leave,
I'm sorry?
time. Start today to when?
Well, at least until
From
the
today until
31st of January.
February?
No, January 31st.
Oh,
I second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. We'll now take a vote. All those in favor?
We have discussed.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, discussion, I'm sorry. Discussion? Anyone?
Was, as I understand it, you will give the final instructions on the exact activities of Mr. Seeger then. Is that correct?
Yes. Myself or Tiffany, if I'm not able to be contacted.
Are we going to offer explanation to the public
Should I do that at this time or after,
after the vote?
after the vote?
I don't know.
I'll do it after the vote. Okay, anybody else have anything they would like to add? Under discussion? So I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
The motion passes 6-1. At this time, I would like to make a statement for the council. The council wants to tell the public that we feel that it is in the best interest of the community of Cascade Locks to do this so that we keep the integrity of Cascade Locks in the best possible scenario that we can. This situation started with the past council, And after talking with our legal consultant, we were advised that that the agreements that were made with them were binding, and we had to stay with that binding agreement. So at this point, we have to continue on, and we feel that this is the best action, which has the best regard for the city in mind. Does any other council member like to add to that statement?
I will say that I've not been sitting around. I have been researching, and the conclusion is accurate that we were not able to get out of the separation agreement, and this is, you know, the reason why we've come to this conclusion. So, and it's been thoroughly researched.
So, at that point, Lance?
I would just like to say that while I did not vote in favor of that motion, I do expect that there are things that Mr. Seeger will be able to do on behalf of the city, subject to the approval of the mayor or the council president over the course of the next month.
Any other comments? Eva?
I feel that I want to say, thanks for your service.
Any other council member wish to speak?
If anybody has any questions, they're welcome to call me.
If anybody has any questions, they're welcome to call me as well. At this point, there's one other issue that is going to arise, and I want to bring it up now, is that we will be looking to get an interim city administrator, and I will be in contact with the other city council members, and we will start that process. So I just want you to know that we're going to work on it diligently and try to take care of things. And we thank you for your time. And I move to adjourn this meeting.
I move to adjourn the
Oh,
meeting.
you guys move, I'm sorry. I get that.
I'll move to adjourn the meeting.
You move to adjourn the meeting?
Are you-
No?
Kathy had something did
No.
we pass that? Okay. Thank you.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. It's adjourned.
Aye.
All in
Aye.
favor?
All right, those in favor? Dang, I'm fast, ain't I?
Aye.
Sorry.